Welcome back. The EPA told us that Monsanto was okay. The CDC tells us vaccines are okay. When two people drowned, both of them concerned about things the CDC had done, CNN said it was okay. There were no signs of foul play. Dr. Timothy Cunningham went missing the day before a new Zika virus was approved. This woman, 45-year-old Milagro Demira of Key West, Florida, drowned on a rooftop pool. She was in Washington, D.C. at the Cambria Hotel and Suites. She was there to testify about the genetically modified mosquito the CDC had approved. The media said nothing about those, that there was nothing odd to them. The CDC is not your friend. The EPA is not your friend. And the media is not your friend. What if I was to offer you $1 billion? But there's a catch. You have to pass a test, to prove that you've earned it. That test you get to take in private at your home. I don't get to see anything that you use for that test. When you're finished with the test, I want you to grade it. You're going to grade it yourself. You'll tell me how well you did so you can get the money. And then after you graduate from my government school of approval, if anything happens and you get in trouble, you don't have to go to the principal's office. We're going to send you to a guidance counselor. That's the entire vaccine safety approval process that I just described to you. The CDC is in charge of it. Drug companies make vaccines. Drug companies have pharma reps. Pharma reps walk the halls of hospitals and doctors' offices, handing out drugs and pushing favor. They are drug pushers in ties and skirts. A vaccine is a drug. It has pushers too. If you were a drug pusher, would you want to sell a vaccine to 12 people, or would you want to sell a vaccine to 250 million? What if you could sell a drug to 250 million people with one cold call? We need to stop being naive about vaccines. We need to stop pretending that everyone knows what they're doing. They say that the aluminum adjuvant used in most vaccines is completely safe. The reasons they say that it is safe is because aluminum is in the air. You can swallow aluminum. It's everywhere. But your body is a torus. And when you stick something in your mouth, you're just sticking it inside the center of the torus. If you inject something in the arm, that's not sticking something inside your torus. That's sticking something inside of your muscle tissue. The effects of aluminum inside muscle tissue are completely different than the effects of aluminum down your throat. The advocates for vaccines claim that aluminum is harmless because it can be swallowed. That's a lie. They shouldn't be saying that. Additionally, aluminum doesn't actually exist in the environment free. It's bound into silica. There's different materials you can pull it out from, but that's the most common. The process of pulling that aluminum out so it can be usable produces fluoride. There's nothing natural about aluminum. The aluminum salt that they claim to put in your body is actually proprietary to each agent, to each manufacturer. Each manufacturer gets to have their own blend of aluminum salt. That means it's not aluminum salt. They use their own techniques to change that, to make it their special blend, and they don't have to tell you what's in that. They're not going to tell you what's in that. That's proprietary. I had a doctor tell me that I just simply didn't understand what proprietary meant. That same doctor was shaming people for using healing crystals. He was shaming the placebo effect, I should say, claiming that crystals do nothing. There's nothing intrinsically valuable in a crystal. And he's carrying a cell phone powered by crystals, wearing a wristwatch powered by crystals, working in a hospital where every single piece of machinery in it has a crystal. Experts are not educated. They're indoctrinated. Experts don't have wisdom. They've simply written a lot of scrolls. They have vestments. They dress appropriately. They signal each other. A white lab coat is a voodoo spell. It's a ceremonial robe. When you go to the court, you see a ceremonial black robe. When you go to a doctor, you see a ceremonial white robe. These people hide your true power behind words like placebo. They dismiss everything that your body does and claim that the magic is inside the vaccine. No one is looking out for you except for you. Don't let anyone shame you for doing your own due diligence. It takes a long time to learn this stuff. I'm still learning. But in the 3 or 4 months that I did research on an article that you can read about with these two drownings surrounding the CDC, I had to dive into vaccines. And it's pretty messy. And the arguments from pro-vaxxers are all arguments from authority. And when you dig deep enough, you find out they actually don't know what's going on. They're sent a vial. They stick the syringe in the vial. They pull the liquid into the syringe. They stick it in your arm. Many of them are incentivized to doing that. They get different health brackets by having a full vaccination record. If they can vaccinate every single patient, they're going to get a break on insurance, or they'll get a bonus kickback or something. Doctors are not evil, but the educational process is. It's evacuated the human element from it. The most informed person that you will ever find out there is the mother of a sick child. Just remember that. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, and share. And I have patrons now. It's pretty sweet, which means I can expand from just writing into video and things like that. I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do. If you want to be a producer and help, it'd be great to have you. Thanks for watching. Happy October.